Welcome to the 300th episode of The Beau Show, the home of faith, family, and freedom. Thanks so much for helping me to make 300 shows. Cultural topics will always be a focal point of this show, because in many ways, culture is shaped by certain tastemakers. This is not by accident. Even in the traditional legacy media landscape, have you noticed how anchors from every single broadcaster use the same language to address a certain topic? It's not just that news writers only use a particular lexicon, it's that they are all thinking the same way, which can be a product of not just bias, but a narrative to deliver. In order to truly influence culture, you have to be deliberate about it. There has to be an effort made so that others start using your vernacular. In this way, you drop this hint, and that gets parroted by other people. So now you have created a trend. You have indeed normalized it. That's the goal. To get people to accept a perspective or point of view, you have it echoed in the four corners of the earth, so that the repetition of it becomes part of your routine. Advertisers know this all too well. The more you see a Coca-Cola sign, the more it gets in your brain. Nike did this with their Just Do It campaign. Late night talk show hosts have also become part of the influence campaign. Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, and Jimmy Kimmel, and to a degree Jimmy Fallon, have become part of a brigade. It becomes opinion time for them and their monologue. Rather than finding the truly humorous, they find a topic that they want to influence. And look, when you have the stage, you have incredible power. The audience can be friend or foe, but in a late night talk format, they give you cues about when to laugh and when to applaud, even if it's unnatural for you to do so. And guess what? You can't challenge the opinion or the joke. It's not like European Parliament where you can interrupt your prime minister and gripe. You sit there like a good lemming and take it. You applaud, not because it's the right thing to do, but because it's the perfunctory thing to do. It's a dog whistle. Time to clap. So when you want to normalize something, you have to make a spectacle of it and then repeat it. Look at award shows. This year's Grammys saw Sam Smith dressed up in devil horns to a pyro-laden performance of Unholy. Now, while a person could say, well, people dress up as scary devils for Halloween all the time. Well, maybe. But we are talking about a Grammy Award-winning singer normalizing demonic behavior and worship. This wasn't Halloween. Remember also that Sam Smith has the pronouns they, them, and his duet partner Kim Petras is a full post-op transgender. So he is really normalizing two separate things intertwined into one another. The combination of what you visually see with what you orally hear on repeat is part of this psychological process. Now this leads me to daytime TV talk show host Drew Barrymore, the former star of Steven Spielberg's movie E.T. I mentioned to you that late-night TV talk shows are part of the cabal, but so are daytime TV talk shows as well. If the nighttime shows are to catch your younger and male audiences, your daytime shows are to catch your middle-aged moms. The View has already been the dominant show of influence, starting originally as a Barbara Walters-inspired show to bring in diverse viewpoints, but now is basically a mouthpiece of the Democrat Party. They are kind to Democrat guests and hostile towards Republican guests. This is by design. Oprah, of course, used her notoriety and fame to stump for Barack Obama. She was able to get his name and image into the minds of daytime TV women, and millions of them voted for him. Drew Barrymore is just another face on daytime TV. But while some women still watch the drama of soap operas, other women are watching these talk shows. At the end of 2022, Barrymore interviewed Joe and Jill Biden, and she said, quote, "I think that it's a good time and a good year right now. And we are going into the holidays, and I'm a voracious news junkie, and I watch the news every day, all night long. I'm so aware of everything, and I feel so good. The marriage equality and bringing Brittany Griner home, parties working alongside of each other," unquote. After Roe v. Wade was overturned, she said that her daughter said that she was going to fight to get voting rights lowered to age 16. Now let's think about that. Your daughter, who has no clue how the world works yet, says that because of Roe v. Wade, she wants to try to get voting rights down to age 16, where 16-year-olds these days are TikToking and sucking on flavored vapes. Barrymore said that she felt so good about 2022, even when inflation and gas prices and food prices skyrocketed, all because Joe Biden was president. Barrymore recently had Dylan Mulvaney on her show, a transgender TikTok star. Mulvaney has over 10 million followers on TikTok and talks about transgender issues and rights. Dylan attended the Cincinnati Conservatory for musical theater. He played a number of male roles in musical theater productions, and as someone who has also studied musical theater in college, I understand this community of performers quite well. Majority of male musical theater performers are gay, and I've performed alongside many of them quite well in that professional setting. No issues at all. But one of the issues that I did have, however, was an actor's ability to be convincing in his or her role. If an actor doesn't have a believable relationship or amorousness with another actor, then the audience won't buy it. An actor has to almost lose his or her sense of self to be able to step into the role, which means that whatever their orientation is subservient to the role and creating a believable character. Mulvaney claims that during the pandemic, he found himself jobless and without creative avenues. So he downloaded TikTok and created a day one of being a girl video as he had decided to transition. That video exploded. He credits TikTok for being a raw vehicle for virility. I credit it for being a Chinese-owned privacy invader that creates addiction and mental instability. So Mulvaney just decided to become a woman because he's bored and has no creative outlet. Leave it to TikTok to start this fire. Mulvaney appeared in a video for Ulta Cosmetics and even met with President Joe Biden in October of 2022 in a forum for Now This News. Remember what I told you about media organizations being part of the methodical normalization culture. This was part of Biden's campaign against Republican-led legislation involving gender-affirming healthcare. So it's Biden, Now This News, and a prop, Dylan Mulvaney, being used for a purpose. Even transgender Caitlyn Jenner called Mulvaney's videos absurd. Mulvaney has admitted to undergoing facial feminization surgery. And lo and behold, Mulvaney appeared on the red carpet of the 2023 Grammys, the very same show I referenced that was sponsored by Pfizer and had the Sam Smith Unholy performance, in which his duet partner, Kim Petras, made a speech about transgenderism. This is why I reiterate that this is all part of a campaign. It's not about acceptance. It's about changing the entire value system. You have to upend it. This all happened essentially because one day he decided to change his gender and appearance. He goes on TikTok, which is known for creating viral fame, and voila! Mulvaney is on the Grammys and Drew Barrymore. Keep watching at epochtv.com/The Beau Show.